Silence is supposed to be peaceful. But there is one kind of silence that feels completely different. It feels heavy. It feels unnatural. It raises a question that becomes more disturbing the longer you think about it. Why is the universe so quiet? Earth is filled with voices every second of every day. Cities never truly sleep. Oceans are alive with sound. Forests are filled with movement. Even empty deserts are never completely silent. Noise is a natural part of life. Yet beyond our tiny world lies a universe so enormous that the human mind struggles to understand it, and across that unimaginable distance there is only silence. Not a single confirmed message, not a single confirmed visitor, not one clear sign that another intelligent civilization is looking back at us. That silence should not exist. Our galaxy alone contains hundreds of billions of stars. Many of those stars are older than our Sun. Around them orbit countless planets, and scientists now know that planets are not rare at all. Thousands have already been discovered, and many appear to exist in regions where liquid water could survive. Expand that picture to the entire observable universe, where hundreds of billions of galaxies stretch across space, each holding billions or even trillions of stars. The numbers become so large that they almost lose their meaning. Statistically, life should not be a miracle that happened only once. Intelligence should not be impossible. Somewhere, someone else should have looked up at their own sky, built their own civilizations, asked the same questions, and perhaps reached far beyond their own planet. If that is true, then one question refuses to disappear. Where is everybody? Where are the cities brighter than ours? Where are the civilizations millions of years older than humanity? Where are the signals crossing the darkness? Where are the giant structures surrounding distant stars? Where are the spacecraft exploring the galaxy? The more scientists search, the stranger the silence becomes. Decade after decade, powerful telescopes have listened to the sky. New technology has scanned distant planets. Researchers have searched for radio transmissions, laser signals, unusual patterns of light, and even signs of massive engineering projects built by advanced civilizations. Yet every search returns the same unsettling answer. Nothing that can be confirmed, only silence. That silence has become one of the greatest mysteries in modern science because according to many calculations, it should not exist. The universe has existed for nearly 14 billion years. Human civilization has developed advanced technology in only a tiny fraction of that time. If another civilization began even 1 million years before us, a brief moment on the cosmic timeline, its technology could be beyond anything we can currently imagine. Such a civilization might have explored thousands of star systems long before humans even discovered fire. And yet, the sky remains silent. That is where this mystery becomes truly unsettling. Perhaps we are not asking why no one is talking. Perhaps we should be asking why no one is answering. Some scientists believe the explanation could change everything we think we know about life itself. Others believe the answer may reveal the future of humanity. There are theories that suggest intelligent civilizations destroy themselves before they spread through the galaxy. There are ideas proposing that advanced civilizations stay hidden on purpose because revealing their location could be the greatest mistake any species could ever make. There are even possibilities that challenge our understanding of time, distance, and the limits of communication itself. None of these ideas belong only to science fiction anymore. Many are taken seriously enough to be discussed by physicists, astronomers, and researchers trying to solve one of the deepest puzzles in science. The most unsettling part is that every possible answer carries its own terrifying consequence. If we are alone, then life may be unimaginably rare, making our planet more precious than we ever realized. If intelligent civilizations exist but always disappear, then perhaps every advanced species eventually reaches the same unavoidable end. If they are hiding, then the universe may be far more dangerous than it appears, and if they are out there but we still cannot detect them, then humanity may simply be too young, too primitive, or looking in completely the wrong direction. Every path leads to another mystery, and every mystery makes the silence feel even louder. Throughout this journey, we will explore the scientific evidence, the astonishing discoveries that have transformed our understanding of the cosmos, the famous paradox that continues to puzzle researchers, and the theories that range from hopeful to deeply unsettling. Along the way, you will discover why many scientists expected the universe to be overflowing with intelligent life, why decades of searching have produced almost nothing, what the mysterious great filter could mean for our own future, why the dark forest hypothesis has become one of the most chilling ideas ever proposed, and why the real answer may be far stranger than any movie or novel has ever imagined. Most importantly, by the end of this video, you may find yourself looking at the night sky in a completely different way. Those distant stars will no longer seem like silent points of light. Each one will become a question waiting for an answer, and each unanswered question will remind us how little we truly know about our place in the universe. Stay with us until the very end, because the final possibility we will explore is considered by many to be the most disturbing of them all, and it could completely change the way you think about humanity's future among the stars. Welcome to the channel. If you enjoy exploring the greatest mysteries of science, space, and the universe through carefully researched stories that make complex ideas easy to understand, make sure to subscribe and join us as we begin one of the most fascinating journeys into the unknown ever attempted. The deeper scientists looked into the universe, the more one fact became impossible to ignore. The cosmos is unbelievably large, far larger than anyone imagined just a few generations ago. Our home, the Milky Way, stretches across roughly 100,000 light-years. To cross it from one side to the other, even light, the fastest thing in the universe, would need 100,000 years. Inside this single galaxy are hundreds of billions of stars. Many of those stars are older than our own sun, giving any planets around them an enormous head start if life ever began there. For a long time, scientists wondered whether planets were rare. Today, that question has almost completely disappeared. Modern telescopes have confirmed thousands of planets orbiting distant stars, and those discoveries are only the beginning. Researchers now believe that planets are actually one of the most common things in the universe. Many stars have entire planetary systems, just as our sun does. Some planets are giant balls of gas, while others are small rocky worlds, much like Earth. Even more exciting is the discovery that many of these rocky planets orbit within what scientists call the habitable zone, the region around a star where temperatures could allow liquid water to exist on the surface. Water is one of the most important ingredients for life as we know it. That means there may be billions of worlds with conditions that are at least capable of supporting life. Suddenly, Earth no longer looks like a unique exception. It looks like one possibility among countless others. Expand that picture beyond our galaxy, and the numbers become almost impossible to grasp. The observable universe contains hundreds of billions of galaxies, each filled with billions or even trillions of stars. Altogether, there are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on every beach on Earth. Every one of those stars represents another chance for planets to form, another chance for chemistry to become biology, and another chance for life to appear. Even if the odds of life beginning on a planet are incredibly small, the universe provides so many opportunities that life should almost certainly exist somewhere else. Many scientists believe that simple life may actually be common. If tiny organisms can appear wherever conditions are right, then the universe could be filled with living worlds. The next question is whether some of those worlds eventually produce intelligent beings. On Earth, it took billions of years for simple cells to become plants, animals, and eventually humans. Evolution was slow, but it happened. There is no obvious law of nature saying it could only happen once. Given enough planets and enough time, intelligence should eventually appear again and again. At least, that is what the numbers seem to suggest. This expectation becomes even stronger when we remember that Earth is not especially old compared to many other planetary systems. There are stars that formed billions of years before our Sun. If intelligent life developed around those stars, some civilizations could be millions or even billions of years older than humanity. Think about what humans have achieved in just a few hundred years. We went from horse-drawn carriages to landing on the moon. We built computers, satellites, artificial intelligence, and telescopes capable of observing galaxies billions of light years away. Now stretch that progress across 1,000,000 years instead of a few centuries. The result would be a civilization so advanced that it would seem almost magical to us. Such civilizations should have had more than enough time to spread across their galaxies, build incredible structures, or leave detectable signs of their existence. Yet when astronomers search the sky, they do not see evidence of ancient galactic empires. They do not detect unmistakable signals coming from distant stars. They do not find clear proof that anyone has been here before us. The universe appears exactly as it would if nobody else existed. This contradiction is so surprising that it became one of the greatest puzzles in science. If the universe should be full of life, then why does every observation suggest the opposite? This question became known as the Fermi Paradox. It is named after the physicist Enrico Fermi, who reportedly asked a simple question during a casual conversation with colleagues. If intelligent civilization should be everywhere, then where is everybody? It sounds like a simple question, yet decades later, nobody has a definite answer. The paradox is not based on fantasy or wishful thinking. It comes directly from comparing the enormous size of the universe with the complete lack of confirmed evidence for intelligent extraterrestrial life. The more we learn about planets and stars, the stronger the paradox becomes. Every new discovery of another Earth-sized world makes the silence even more mysterious. Every new telescope that scans deeper into space adds another layer to the puzzle. Perhaps the real mystery is not whether life exists somewhere else. Perhaps the real mystery is why the universe refuses to show us even the smallest hint that it does. That question led scientists to begin one of the longest and most ambitious searches in human history. Humanity did not simply look at the stars and hope for an answer. We built enormous radio telescopes capable of listening to faint signals arriving from distant parts of the galaxy. Researchers spent decades monitoring the sky, searching for patterns that nature would be unlikely to produce on its own. Random noise is common in space, but an organized signal repeating in a clear mathematical pattern could point toward intelligence. Countless hours were spent examining data collected from nearby stars and distant regions of the Milky Way. Powerful computers filtered through mountains of information, hoping to find even one unmistakable message. At the same time, scientists searched for what are known as techno-signatures. These are clues that advanced civilizations might leave behind without ever intending to communicate. A civilization using enormous amounts of energy could change the appearance of its star. Massive engineering projects might produce unusual patterns of light. Artificial pollution in a distant planet's atmosphere could reveal industrial activity. Bright nighttime illumination on another world might someday become detectable. Instead of searching only for voices, researchers began searching for footprints. They also considered the possibility that civilizations far more advanced than ours might build structures on an almost unimaginable scale. One famous idea is the concept of a giant shell or swarm of satellites surrounding a star to collect much of its energy. If such a structure existed, It could make the star appear unusually dim or emit heat in unexpected ways. Astronomers have searched for strange stars that might fit this description, but every promising candidate has eventually found a natural explanation. Again and again, excitement has been replaced by disappointment. Occasionally, unusual radio signals have sparked headlines around the world. For a brief moment, people wondered if history was about to change forever. Then careful analysis revealed natural causes, equipment interference, or signals originating much closer to home. Decade after decade, the search continued. Telescopes became larger, instruments became more sensitive, computers became faster. Our understanding of planets improved dramatically. Yet the final result remained unchanged. No confirmed artificial signal, no confirmed extraterrestrial technology, no confirmed evidence of another intelligent civilization. The silence became more astonishing because the search itself became more advanced. We expected that sooner or later the universe would reveal at least one tiny clue. Instead, it remained silent. Not just quiet for a few years or a few decades, but silent across the vast distances that separate countless stars. It is as if the entire galaxy has been waiting without speaking. The universe is not simply empty of conversations, it is empty of even a whisper that we can confidently recognize. One possible explanation is surprisingly comforting. Perhaps humanity is simply early. Perhaps intelligent civilizations are still rare because the universe itself needed time before life could flourish. Shortly after the universe began, conditions were very different from today. The first stars contained only the simplest elements, mostly hydrogen and helium. The heavier elements needed to build rocky planets, oceans, and living organisms did not exist yet. They had to be created inside stars through nuclear fusion and later scattered across space when those stars exploded. Every generation of stars enriched the universe with more carbon, oxygen, iron, silicon, and countless other elements that eventually became planets and living creatures. In other words, the ingredients for life were not available from the very beginning. The universe had to grow older before Earth-like worlds became common. If that process took billions of years, then perhaps intelligent civilizations are only now beginning to appear. Humanity might not be late to the cosmic story. We could actually be among the first chapters. This possibility is hopeful because it means the silence has a simple explanation. There has not been enough time for civilizations to spread across galaxies or contact one another. Somewhere out there, another species may be looking at its own stars for the first time, asking exactly the same questions we are asking today. Somewhere else, another civilization may not even exist yet because its planet has not finished forming. This idea removes much of the fear from the mystery. The universe is quiet because it is still waking up. But many scientists believe this explanation is incomplete. Some regions of the universe formed stars and planets billions of years before our solar system existed. If intelligent life developed there, those civilizations should have had an enormous advantage in time. Even a tiny fraction of that extra time could allow them to spread across their galaxy or create detectable technologies. If so, why do we still see nothing? That uncomfortable question opens the door to an even darker possibility. What if civilizations do appear throughout the universe, but almost none of them survive long enough to become truly advanced? This idea is known as the Great Filter, and it is one of the most unsettling concepts ever proposed in science. The basic idea is simple, but deeply disturbing. Somewhere between the birth of a planet and the rise of a civilization capable of exploring the stars lies an obstacle so difficult that almost nobody gets past it. Every civilization must face this barrier. Some fail before life even begins. A planet may have all the right ingredients, yet chemistry never crosses the line into biology. Others may develop simple life, but complex organisms never evolve. On Earth, single-celled life existed for billions of years before complex animals appeared. Perhaps that step is incredibly rare. Even if complex life emerges, intelligence may be another unlikely accident. Dinosaurs ruled Earth for more than 160 million years without building telescopes or spacecraft. Intelligence capable of creating technology may not be the natural outcome of evolution at all. But suppose a civilization reaches our level. The danger may only be beginning. Advanced technology brings incredible power, but it also creates new risks. Nuclear weapons can destroy entire civilizations. Climate change can reshape planets. Engineered pandemics may spread beyond control. Artificial intelligence could transform society in ways we still do not understand. There may also be dangers we have not even imagined yet, including cosmic events capable of wiping out life before it expands into space. The Great Filter does not identify one specific disaster. Instead, it represents any obstacle so severe that nearly every civilization fails to overcome it. This leads to the most frightening question of all. Is the Great Filter behind us, meaning humanity has already survived the hardest challenge? Or is it still ahead, waiting somewhere in our future? If it lies behind us, then we may be extraordinarily lucky. If it lies ahead, then the silence filling the universe may not be a mystery at all. It may be the evidence left behind by countless civilizations that never made it beyond their own worlds. As unsettling as the Great Filter sounds, another idea pushes the imagination into even darker territory. This idea is called the dark forest hypothesis. Unlike the Great Filter, it is not an accepted scientific theory supported by evidence. It is a speculative hypothesis inspired by science fiction, but many people discuss it because it offers one possible answer to the mystery. The idea begins with a simple assumption. Intelligent civilizations do exist. They have survived. They have developed advanced technology, yet they remain completely silent. Why would they choose silence? According to this hypothesis, the universe is like a dark forest at night. Every civilization is a hunter moving quietly between the trees. Nobody knows who else is hiding nearby. Nobody knows who is peaceful and who is dangerous. Every sound reveals your position. Every signal announces your existence. If another civilization is hostile or simply unwilling to take risks, revealing yourself could become the last mistake you ever make. In such a universe, the safest strategy is silence. Do not broadcast your location. Do not answer unknown signals. Do not attract attention. The terrifying part of this idea is not that everyone is evil, it is that nobody can ever be completely certain about anyone else's intentions. Even a peaceful civilization might decide that remaining hidden is safer than trusting strangers separated by light years of space. Once again, there is no evidence that this is how the universe truly works. It remains a speculative explanation rather than an established scientific conclusion. Yet it reminds us that the silence may not always mean absence. Sometimes silence can be a deliberate choice. Of course, there is another possibility that is much less frightening and perhaps much more realistic. Perhaps nobody is hiding from us at all. Perhaps the real problem is us. Human technology is incredibly young. Radio communication has existed for only a little more than a century. On the scale of cosmic history, that is less than the blink of an eye. We assume other civilizations would use similar methods because that is what we understand. But what if advanced civilizations abandoned radio thousands or millions of years ago? To them, our broadcasts might seem as outdated as smoke signals or carrier pigeons seem to us today. They could communicate using technologies we have not discovered, particles we do not yet understand, or methods that leave no detectable trace. We may be carefully listening on frequencies that nobody has used for millions of years. It would be like standing in a modern city with an ancient drum, expecting to hear mobile phone conversations. The information is all around you, but your technology cannot receive it. In that case, the silence would not reflect an empty universe. It would simply reveal the limits of our own understanding. Even if intelligent civilizations exist, and use methods we could eventually detect, another obstacle remains almost impossible to overcome. Space itself is unimaginably vast. Distances between stars are so enormous that ordinary human experience offers no meaningful comparison. Light travels at nearly 300,000 kilometers every second, yet even light takes more than 4 years to reach the nearest star beyond our Sun. Messages sent across hundreds or thousands of light years would require centuries or millennia to arrive. Entire civilizations could rise and disappear before receiving a reply. Travel is even more difficult. A spacecraft moving at speeds achievable with today's technology would need tens of thousands of years to reach many nearby stars. Galaxies are separated by distances so extreme that even light requires millions of years to cross between them. Perhaps civilizations are scattered throughout the universe, each living out its own history in complete isolation. They are not hidden, they are simply too far away. The universe may not be silent because it lacks life. It may be silent because distance is a barrier far greater than we usually appreciate. Still, one question refuses to disappear. What if tomorrow everything changes? What if every major radio telescope on Earth suddenly detects the exact same signal? The pattern repeats perfectly. Scientists around the world examine the data. Different observatories confirm the same result. Every possible natural explanation is tested and eliminated. The signal is artificial. Humanity would wake up in a completely different universe. For centuries, people have wondered whether we are alone. Overnight, that question would finally receive an answer. The discovery would become the greatest scientific breakthrough in history. It would unite researchers across the planet, rewrite textbooks, transform philosophy, challenge religion, and reshape our understanding of life itself. Yet excitement would quickly be joined by fear. Who sent the signal? How far away are they? Are they still alive? Was the message intended for us, or did we simply intercept it by chance? Should humanity answer? Or should we remain silent? Every possible decision would carry unknown consequences. And for the first time, the silence that had surrounded us for so long would be replaced by a voice from the darkness. Whether that voice brought hope or danger would be a question no one could answer. The journey began with a simple question. If the universe is so unimaginably vast, then why does it feel so completely silent? After exploring the scale of the cosmos, the search for distant civilizations, the mystery of the Fermi Paradox, the possibility of the Great Filter, the chilling idea of the dark forest, and the incredible distances that separate the stars, one thing becomes clear. We still don't know the answer. Every explanation is possible. Every theory solves one mystery while creating another. The universe feels empty, but empty does not always mean lifeless. A silent room does not prove no one is there. It may simply mean no one has spoken yet. The same may be true for the cosmos. That silence could mean the nearest civilization is simply too far away for us to hear. It could mean intelligent life is still incredibly rare. It could mean advanced civilizations choose to remain hidden. Or it could mean that humanity is living through the very beginning of a story that has only just started. Right now, every time we point a telescope toward the sky or build a more powerful instrument to search the stars, we are asking the same question our ancestors asked thousands of years ago. Is anyone else out there? So far, the universe has answered with silence. But silence is not proof. Silence is only the absence of an answer we can understand today. Nearly a century has passed since humans first began listening carefully to the cosmos. We have become better at searching, better at observing, and better at understanding the universe around us. Yet the greatest mystery remains untouched. Perhaps tomorrow, next year, or even 100 years from now, one tiny signal will change everything we believe about our place in existence. Until that day arrives, we continue to search, to question, and to wonder. Because curiosity has always been one of humanity's greatest strengths, and every great discovery in history began with someone refusing to stop asking questions. If you enjoyed exploring one of the greatest mysteries in science, make sure to subscribe to the channel because many more fascinating journeys into space, physics, history, and the unknown are waiting for you. Don't forget to like this video if it made you think differently about the universe, and share it with someone who loves mysteries as much as you do. Your support helps us continue creating deeply researched videos that explore the biggest questions humanity has ever asked. And remember this, the next time you look up at the night sky. The most terrifying thing about the universe isn't that we might be alone. It's that after everything we've learned, we still don't know why we're not.